Postman's been. All the way from a foreign country called Victoria. It's in Australia, but I'm from New South Wales, and I'm old school. In the old days, before people travelled overseas, unless you were a billionaire, the big deal was to go to the other states in Australia, which is basically like driving from, Beijing to London anyway, in distance per state, except Victoria and Tasmania. But it was such a big deal to go over the border. But see, there's only about 10 million people in the whole of Australia then, and now there's 25. And I was watching a YouTube video yesterday, and I couldn't believe it. The population of Los Angeles is 19 million people. In the whole continent of Australia, there's only 25 million. What the fuck? Not for me, Daddy-o. Anyway, all the way from Victoria, where the mighty Nick Cave and Jim Thirlwell, they weren't born there, but that's where they established themselves before they went off to international fame and acclaim. Okay, now these are freebies. I got these some sort of deal because I can't afford to buy records anymore. I got some deal with PayPal, and they said you got a $10 voucher, so I jumped on these. I used to have this. It disappeared, as they tend to do in those days. So good to hear this again. Love that old Virgin label. Airport. I love one-hit wonders and two-hit wonders. Just perfect pop. Absolutely perfect. 1978, so another great single. What a great year. That's the year I was in England, the UK. And the funny thing was, I thought, when I get there, I'll get to see all these great bands. When I got to the UK and Germany as well, I thought I might see some there, and I didn't. They're all touring. So the only band that was touring in London when I was actually in London for a week were the Tubes. And I thought, oh, wow, I'd love to see the Tubes because I really like the Tubes. And but that didn't happen. But yeah, funny, isn't it? Okay, that's Airport. God, I just played it. They're both a bit crackly, but only a light crackle. So I'll do my little cleaning thing on them. And I think it's just static. But the sound on that is woof, killer. And this one, okay, this might not be very hip or credible to whatever. But I don't give a shit. The mighty Ray Parker Jr. This whomps ass. The funky bass line on this, the horns, very, just not over the top, just a little bit of high tenor trumpet and shit going on there. Great voice, great song. Oh, the other woman, Ray Parker Jr. Yeah, he had the hit with Ghostbusters, which, hey, I don't know, it's a kid's film, but my God, what a funky bloody soundtrack that tune is. Ghostbusters. This is sort of along the same lines. Of course, I think everyone's heard this, but if you haven't, it's along the same lines as Ghostbusters, but it's not. It's a bit more mature, not quite as fast and furious. It's a bit more laid back. It's very funky, when did it come out? Probably 82. Yeah, it's just. What can I say? I just played it and I went, oh yeah, perfect pop. Another example, well, I think a two-hit wonder. He might have had other hits in the US, but yeah, and I got those for nothing. And I watched, had a great time on watching Bit Bop Boom's live stream today. Catch him if you can, guys. See, down here in Oz, I hardly ever get to see the live streams because they're on when I'm asleep or mowing the lawn or whatever, and it's just a fluke that I found Bit Bop Boom's live stream today, and he played some killer tracks today. Oh man! So check out Bit Bop Boom. I think everyone that's watching this knows who John is. Class with a capital C, mate. Okay, and one other person was the Robert. I can never remember. It's Frithen. I think it's Robert Frithen. Sorry, but he's got a wonderful, funny channel, and he he showed a bunch of 45s he got for like $1 each in St. Louis, and one was Crazy Elephant, gimme good lovin' or something, and I thought, oh Christ, I haven't heard that for ages. So I jumped on YouTube, played the first 5 seconds, and then dashed over to eBay and managed to score a US Bell copy from Victoria again. Like I said, it's like it's coming from a foreign country, so you get real excited, and then you go, oh, wow, it's coming from Victoria. It's 500 miles away. And that's a short distance in this country. But that's sort of New South Wales is sort of like Texas or something. No, Queensland. Yeah, Queensland's sort of like Louisiana, where everyone plays a banjo. New South Wales is sort of like Texas. And on the coast, it's like California. That's why it's the best state in Australia. What more could you want? Texas and Californication together. Fuck Western Australia. That's just, as far as we're concerned, that's just a part of Africa. Could be any, who cares? South Australia, I was there for a year, and I was a kid. It was like living in some shit bloody county in England. Hey, up chum, there goes Bushmore, all that shit. Put too many pommy bastards. Tasmania, never been there, never want to go there. New Zealand, who gives a shit? It just looks exactly like Norway and Sweden, except it's at the arse end of the world. Northern Territory don't count. It's just a big stinking swamp. So that's that. So the Bell, Bell, an original Bell Crazy Elephant for $4.95 and a bit of postage, but there was an Aussie version, probably on stateside, I think, but it was $10. I'm anticipating that one. So I'm being a bit naughty at the moment, but these were free. Anyway, guys, take care all.